Hello YouTube, it is ChampionDJK coming at you again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at some Ferraris. Alright, so the reason for this video is really because I got the three mainline Hot Wheels Ferraris in my possession now. We got the F40 Competizione, we got the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, and we've got the Ferrari 365 GTB4 Competizione, however you pronounce it. We're going to open up those. We also got to look at these Baragos. We also got to look at this Tomica Limited Vintage behind me too. These are cars that I have not opened and officially added the collection, so we got to look at those. And we got this one too. This is a Hot Wheels from Car Cultures, but that's the reason. So Ferrari is kind of back in diecast. It's not just Hot Wheels. There are going to be other brands have started putting them out too. And this actually started back last year, I guess we could say, when we seen that Tarmac Works was putting out a Ferrari. They got the Ferrari F40 race car that was actually an IXO models casting. And then we started to get wind of BBR coming out with some Ferraris. So all of that was happening. And then it was like, okay, and now we're getting Hot Wheels, and it seems like Ferrari has kind of just opened up licensing to more than just one brand, right? So we used to just have Mei Chong Group for quite a long time, and it was 10 years basically that Hot Wheels didn't have Ferraris. And Barago is actually part of that, I think, part of that group, right? Part of MCG. So they had access to the license for a while, although the cars I'm about to show you here came out recently. Tomica Limited Vintage, or Tomica Premium, and Tomica Basic had been subleasing that license from Barago. So they've been putting out Ferraris for the last couple of years. But now it seems like the tap is open, and Ferrari's entertaining licenses from different brands. Most excitingly, probably the BBR stuff, which I got behind here. There's a couple of BBR Ferraris there that we'll take a look at as well. But here's the Car Culture one. Pretty awesome. This is the 499p, and I think that Hot Wheels did a fantastic job on this casting. I think it looks absolutely great. This is a Hot Wheels Premium, and it showed up in Car Culture, and it is quite nice. Quite nice. Very, very cool. And then what we should probably do, let's open up this guy first. We got the Ferrari SF90, and this was, I think, the first one to show up in the main line. This is J case. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds with a scorching hybrid supercar. 986 horsepower. Pretty cool. So I think this is the first mainline Ferrari to show up, right, in J cases. So let's go ahead and open it and take a peek. I am excited for, and these are all, by the way, new for 2025 castings, so it's not like they grabbed any of their old Ferrari castings and have released any yet. These all have been new tooling, so brand new, copyright date 2025. So being that the copyright date is 2025, they really kind of rushed these out from production, it almost seems. Usually the copyright date you see on mainline casting is going to be from the year prior to its actual release. I have not been able to find any of these on the pegs, by the way. I'm sure they're going to go very quickly and be scalped and whatnot. I was able to have a friend pick this one up for me, and that's the reason why I've got it. So it looks nice. I mean, I think they did a good job on the tooling, definitely. I mean, you're not going to get much for graphics, right? You got to put the Ferrari logos on. I'm sure that's part of the licensing. They have to have the logos on. And you're limited with tampo surfaces, so you get the Ferrari logo, you get headlights, you get the ones on the side, and because of that, we're not going to see any detail on the rear of the vehicle, just because it is a mainline car, and that's what you get. And of course, we got the generic mainline style wheels, but it was a good wheel selection, I think, for this particular release. Before we move on to another Hot Wheels, what we're going to take a look at is Barago. Now, Barago's been releasing stuff for a while, and recently, though, they've kind of stepped up their game a little bit. This was one of the first Barago pieces that I added to my collection, and it's quite nice. This is the Daytona SP3. I don't know if there's a date on the bottom of this, but I believe it did come out recently, within the last year, and it's pretty darn nice, and it's not expensive either. So this one's got rubber tires, it's got plastic base, metal body, and it's got suspension in it, and that is just a a favorite feature of mine. I just love that. I've been mentioning it a lot in videos recently. It's also got an opening, what I think is kind of pointless, but it has it. It's got like an opening frunk, is what we'll call that. And I don't think that that was necessary to do, but it does have that. They're not the only ones to have released this car. We've also got BBR here, and this one is very, very nice. This one is very, very nice. Now, this one does not have the bounce. It does have a metal base, metal body. Very detailed. Very, very nicely detailed. And just a really gorgeous piece of die-cast right here. It's going to be hard not to get this in every color that they put out, which will probably be only a yellow and maybe a red and maybe, I don't know what other colors. This car is in real life. They got the wheel size right, all that stuff. This looks fantastic. It's got detailed interior, but for the price, I mean, this one is quite detailed as well, and I think that they've done an excellent job with it. I took some cool pictures. I think it was of this one. Yeah, I took cool pictures of this one. I posted it to my Instagram, and they just turned out amazing. It just looked really, really good. So I wanted to show you that just as a comparison of, we got Barago quality, we got BBR quality. And then let's go back to the SF90 Stradale, which is this right here. So this is your basic Barago. So this is going to be along the same lines of that car that we just looked at there. But here it is. So this is the most comparable thing we're going to have to the Hot Wheels. Now, it's more expensive than the Hot Wheels. It is a more premium, I guess, price. I think these things are like $7 or something like that. I don't know. But you're not going to find them in stores. You're going to have to order them online. So that's going to add shipping cost and all that. Which is a shame that you're not going to find these at stores. But plastic base, metal body. Very heavy, actually. Paint seems pretty thick, but durable at the same time. You do get the Ferrari logos, of course. It is a licensed product. And you get detail in the back. So this has detail all the way around. And another feature it's got, which I really actually don't care for, is opening doors. I really just don't... Opening doors don't do anything for me in 1/64 scale. Mainly because when you look at it from the side, that door gap is always just super visible. It's oftentimes a lot easier to hide an opening trunk or, rear or whatever, engine compartment, we'll just call it. That's usually easier to hide the lines in 1/64 scale than doors. So I prefer that if you're going to have an opening part. Plus then you can see the engine. To me, there's not really much of a benefit to go ahead and see the interior. Now, however, I know they don't just do this for the adult collector. They do it to give it some, play value. So I do get why companies do opening doors. But from a collector standpoint that just wants an accurate representation of the car, rather not have it. All right. What looks better? Honestly, the Hot Wheels kind of looks better, right? I think it does. Like, if you're looking at this from a side, like, profile, the silhouette of the car, I think the Hot Wheels looks a little bit better. And I think it's because of the stance. Like, this one, it's cool that it's got the suspension, but I wish it rode a little lower. It's probably got more accurate wheels, but you can see that door gap there. That's annoying. And then you can see that the gap in the wheel well is a little high. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously, I like that this has detail on the back, but we're just saying cost, value, stuff like that. This $1.25 Hot Wheel or whatever it is, I think looks better. So that's where I'm standing on that. Let's go ahead and open the SF90 Stradale Assetto Fiorano, this is the same casting, I believe. Oh, this one I gotta cut. There's a sticker holding it together, so we gotta cut that real quick. I'll go ahead and cut that and open it up and set it down. So yeah, same tooling. We just got an added like white stripe basically. I believe other than that it's the exact same tooling. It sure does look like it. It is. Same wheels and everything. It's got the bounce. And again, same issues as the other one. Is it pretty cool? Is it nice? I mean, if you collect die-cast Ferraris, if you're in a Ferrari and you want as many 1/64 scale ones as you want. Obviously, don't just limit yourself to one brand, Hot Wheels, if you're a Hot Wheels collector. You know, variety is the spice of life when it comes to diecast. Go ahead and get some different brands and add them to your collection. It's kind of fun. Anyway, this is kind of nice. I'm going to say these aren't as nice looking and don't really pull it off as well as they pulled off this car. That's my opinion. Right. All right. So let's move on from the SF90. Cool car. Like it. Before we get into the other two Hot Wheels, let's get into this 812 Competizione, because we're going to get a Barago one to compare this to, or not Barago, this is Barago. We're going to compare it to BBR real quick. If I can get this open. Let's see how good they did on this one. That looks pretty nice. Right out the gate, I think it looks pretty nice. However, it's got opening doors, and you guys know now how I feel about opening doors. So we do got a little Ferrari logo on the steering wheel. That's cool. F0 tires. Inserted details for headlights, which is something we don't have with the SF90. Detail all around. Decent detail. Just black back there. I don't think the taillights are always black, but we'll take a look at the BBR here in a second. A little issue right there with the paint. Not great. This weird like carbon fiber thing across the front of the car, which just looks weird. It's probably got some technical reason it's there, but rolls really nice. Stance looks pretty good. Plastic base again. Suspension. I don't have any really complaints about it except for the opening doors, but look at the BBR. Look at that thing. I mean, this thing's pretty sick. It's more accurate, like the tires and stuff. They don't have brake discs in there. That'd be the only knock against them. Because I think these are manufactured, and it ran over a Ferrari logo in the factory before it got stuck to a car, so it's got that on the bottom tire. I forgot that this one had that. It's not missing any, so it's got all of them. I mean, this is really detailed. It looks really nice. And you're going to pay for that detail, of course. Detailed interior, too. That's what the taillight should look like. Of course, this rolls as well. These are pretty much manufactured, I believe. These toolings are developed by Mini GT for BBR. So that's why they got very much Mini GT quality going on with these. And I dig it. I think that looks really good. But it's a cool pair. And like I said, this is a value brand, I guess. You could get this, and I'd be happy with that in my collection. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is a little gem. All right. Let's open the other two Hot Wheels, and then we're going to finish it with the Tomica Limited Vintage. Let's do this one first. The Ferrari 365 GTB4 Competizione. I can't wait till they start putting super treasure hunts out of these Ferraris, because that's gonna be wild. People are gonna go nuts over those. But check it out. I mean, great job, Mattel, on doing these castings. Like, there is really zero to complain about. They just get the silhouette of the car right. It looks really good. I'm glad they added these headlight cover features to this, which is actually part of the window piece. So it's a cleverly designed tooling, and even the exhaust popping out of here, that's going to be part of the interior. So again, they just really did this right. For a mainline car, like they put this puzzle together quite well, and I have no complaints about that. Pretty awesome. That is pretty sick. Like, boom. I'm kind of glad they took a break from Ferrari, right? Because their tooling designs, just keeps getting better and better with Hot Wheels. And people always say, oh, the quality of Hot Wheels is going down. They're using more plastic and whatever. And no, it's not true. I mean, maybe they use more plastic. I don't know. What does it matter, though? What does it matter what materials it's made out of? All that really matters, right, is how it looks. And to be honest, like, if you look at brand new toolings of licensed cars from like the last few years, there's been a lot of bangers, like a lot of good stuff. Like they did a great job making a mainline car, right? It's a mainline car. These things cost $1.18 or whatever it is, if you can find them on the pegs, right? But like, how are you going to complain about it? Like, they look good. Like the toolings look good. This looks like the car. They just do a great job most of the time. Most of the time with licensed vehicles. Let's move on. Ferrari F40 Competizione, and this is the one I was most excited about, of course, because the F40 is like an all-timer car, definitely. And Tomica Limited Vintage does F40s, or did F40s. I didn't grab one of those out today, but I do have them in every color that they've made. So I do quite like them. This is another tooling, though, new tooling for 2025, and it looks like another one where Hot Wheels just did a really good job with it. Okay, these are mainline cars, right? Mainlines. And we got a little bit of a flashing issue in the headlights up front. Not the best, but not the worst. But we do have the headlights that are part of the window piece, which is a great thing to do. The back taillight section, which is part of the interior piece, you know, they just have limitations that they have to do, a formula basically they got to follow almost to make these cars and make them keep them the price that they are. And I just, you know, if you're telling me that Hot Wheels has gotten worse over time, I wish I had one close to me. I didn't grab it. I should have. Do you recall what the original F40 tooling looks like? It's got an opening engine cover, but man, does it not fit right, and it doesn't look good. Even though I collect that casting, and I still have a kind of a soft spot for it. How can you say it? How can you say that, like with a straight face, that they don't look as good? They look better. They look better. They've done better. They are better. Okay, they don't have a metal base on mainline cars. They moved to plastic a long time ago, dude. And so what? What does it matter? Like, again, what does it matter what they're made out of? They're still durable. They're still cool little toys / cars / collectibles / whatever. And I can get it. It can be annoying when you can't find what you want because scalpers are after them and blah, 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 blah. But don't hate the play, I hate the game. But yeah, it's, you really going to tell me that this looks worse than the original F40 tooling? God, I should have brought one of those out. And mine are buried, so it's not happening in this video. Sorry about it. But come on. Come on. Go find one. Go look at it. You can tell even in pictures if you don't have it. They did a fantastic job with this. So, really, really good. All right. Let's just open this sucker. This may not even be that relevant to the video. It's a GTO. And so we don't have a Hot Wheels example of the tooling here. But who knows? Maybe they will retool and do this car. They're actually, I think they do have a GTO, and it's actually a pretty decent tooling, so I don't see why. You know, there would be a chance that maybe they would just reuse that tooling, because it's honestly not bad. The only thing that annoys me about this is having to put on side mirrors. If you want side mirrors on this car, you're on your own. You got to put them on, and that is like a terrible thing. I hate that. The packaging, it's kind of packaged like an expensive watch or something, or an expensive cologne, or whatever you want. So the packaging's a little fancy. Comes with this little card in here with stuff I obviously cannot read. And then the car is nestled in here. And these are not cheap by any means. But check that bad boy out. So are we expecting to get this type of quality out of mainline Hot Wheels? No. No, we're not. But this is why I'm telling you, just if you like Ferrari and you like diecast, just get a nice one too. Get like a expensive one. Do it. If you can afford it, of course. Look at that. Engine detail. And honestly, if I didn't just open that right now, you may have not even been able to tell that it opens. That's how well that shuts. That's pretty awesome. So this is a Tomica Limited Vintage. These are not cheap. These do have suspension, by the way. They got the mounts. So, and they've been subleasing this license for a little bit of time, and now, you know, they probably don't have to. They can go get their own. And I don't know if they will. I haven't seen any news of any new Ferraris coming out from Tomica. There is a rumor, I guess I've heard that Tomica is going to start being distributed to the United States in some way, shape, or form. That's going to be really cool, and it'll make these cars more accessible to people over here. If that's true, or if that's actually going to go down. But, man, these are awesome. So, and to be frank with you, you know, there's not a car here that is bad. That is not, you know, worth the price of admission. It just really isn't. But if you want to talk bang for your buck, you know, you got to kind of give it to Hot Wheels, right? These are good-looking castings. Good-looking castings, good wheel choices for what they are. You know, you got a limited option. You know we're going to see this stuff in premium. You're going to go nuts over it and all that good stuff. So that's all I got to say. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. More so, I think it's awesome that Ferrari is opening up the licensing to, like, it seems, to a lot more brands. And they're allowing that. They're not signing exclusive deals, which is, this is what we want. This is what we want as collectors. All right. Oh, you're going to see Matchbox, too. Matchbox is going to start putting out Ferraris. Just wait. It's going to happen. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have yourself a great day.